unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be coming overnight as well, which we don't like that timing at all, for sure. So let's take a look at what's going on. I want to time out the progress for you as we go through the rest of today. We do have the Torcon, so we do have all modes of severe weather once again, unfortunately. And the Torcon, tornadoes, we do have a 5, and the higher the number, the higher the risk. The bottom line is that we have the numbers, though, so we are going to be dealing with the risks, even as we see the 3s and the 2s out there as well. This is what it looks like. So as we continue through the rest of this morning, things are looking good. So if you have those outdoor plans, if you have to run those errands, you're fine around Oklahoma City. As we move into the afternoon, even around lunchtime, 2 o'clock, I think that you're still okay. Maybe a few spotty showers before the main action really gets in here. And unfortunately, that looks like it's coming in as we go towards about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. If you have that late dinner time, you are going to be in the thick of things. Now, look at that white area right there. You can see this on the high resolution future radar. That's some hail, some large hail that's going to be moving through the area. Again, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. If you have a garage, if you have a cover, put your car under that, because you are going to be dealing with plenty of large hail. This continues overnight over towards Tulsa as well. Still looking at those whites there. Some heavy rain coming in with these thunderstorms as well. So another thing that we'll have to watch out for is some flooding. We'll talk more about that. But also Torcons over towards Dodge City. So we're talking more about those tornadoes. We have the damaging winds and once again the large hail. Timing this out for you in Dodge City, looking good again around this morning. And then we'll start to see the action picking up a little bit more as we head towards the afternoon. So this one comes in a little bit earlier than Oklahoma City. We can see around Dodge City about 2 o'clock. If you have those outdoor plans, eating lunch today, you definitely want to move that inside because it is going to be dangerous out there. Jordan.
All right, well, we have this heavy rain that is
right. Let me show you what's going on with that radar. As we can see the green here. So right around Little Rock, you're seeing that thunderstorm, plenty of lightning with this storm as this continues to push on off from the south to the north at this point. So if you are about to head out, if you can wait, I would do so. These storms, though, aren't moving all that quickly out there this morning. So just be aware of what's going to be going on as we go throughout the day. The fact is that you need that rain gear before you head out and about. So this flash flood warning is for the counties of Grant, Hot Spring, and also Saline County. I believe I said that right. This goes until about 7:10 this morning. Again, plenty of rain happening. If you are going to be out on the roadways, you're going to be dealing with plenty of ponding out there. So that's why if you don't have to be, don't be. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Look at the radar estimated rain over the past 12 hours, and we can see the yellows. You look at the legend, that's about 3 to 5 inches that has fallen so far, and there's going to be more to come. So we're not out of the woods quite yet. So for that forecast for today, if you can stay off the roadways, interstate's not looking that great, 30, 20, 49. We will have those rain and thunderstorms. We will have plenty of flooding out there. And also some of those thunderstorms could be on the strong to severe side as well. Jordan.
Well, Lynette,
a massive mothership looms over north central Kansas. The wicked shelf cloud taking over the sky on Tuesday during a tornado-warned storm. You're watching America's Morning Headquarters, still tracking the threat of severe weather in the plains for today and bringing with it a Torcon of 5 for parts of Kansas and Oklahoma. Remember, the greater the number, the greater the threat for today. And there's also the potential for some large hail and also some damaging winds. But speaking of the hail, listen to this. Line is that we definitely need to stay weather aware for today for sure. Even if the tornadoes don't come to fruition, we're still going to be watching the hail and also the damaging straight line winds. So with all that said, we do have that threat. The Torcon is at a 5 for today. So that's right down the middle of that scale. And as we head over towards around Henrietta, we're looking at a 3 and then a 2. So yes, you may think, oh, the 3, the 2, no big deal. It is a big deal because there's still a number. So if there's a number, there's a risk out there. So again, keep your eye to the sky for today, and let's go ahead and time this out for you because we're looking pretty good this morning. So if you do have those plans, I would suggest that you do them in the morning because we're going to start to see changes and really going downhill as the day goes on. And we're going downhill because we're going to see thunderstorm activity out there, and some of those are going to be on the strong and severe side. So speaking of that, look at the timing as we go more towards about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. If you're the type that eats dinner a little bit later, oh yeah, rumbles, thunder, lightning all coming in, large hail coming in, damaging gusty winds, and again, possibly tornadoes out there as well. It goes in through Tulsa overnight. So we're talking nighttime. You don't like those tornadoes to come in at night. You don't like them coming in, period, but definitely at night because the risk for death is about 2 times higher there. Let's go ahead and time this out as we go in through your Torcon of Dodge City, about a 5 there. Let's go ahead and time this out because this is what you need to know. When do I need to take cover? Bottom line for today, the fact that we're talking about the potential for tornadoes, you already need to know your safe space just in case you get that tornado warning, where you're going. Lowest level of your home around Dodge City, around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, that possibility is there. We'll shoot that up towards Hayes as we go towards about 6 o'clock as well. That's going to be the name of the game. Also, we will have plenty of rain with this. So, Jordan, we could be dealing with some flooding, too.
Oh, yeah, we've already seen that this week.
Welcome back to America's Morning Headquarters, and let's travel, shall we? As it's not going to be the best day to do so, but if you have to, this is what you're in store for. So we do have the potential for some strong and severe thunderstorms for today. Not looking good around Little Rock, already dealing with some flash flooding across that area there, and we will most likely have ponding on the roadway. So if you don't have to get out there, please don't. Let's go ahead and look at the radar right now because you can see this slug of moisture just moving from the south to the north, and with that we do have this flash flood warning. This is for the counties of the cities, I should say, Benton, Little Rock, also around North Little Rock. This goes until about 7:10 this morning, and just focus in on this green area here. Again, that is that flash flood warning, and you are dealing with some heavy rain coming in where you're seeing the yellows and the oranges there continuing just to slide on off towards the north there. Look at that, some thunderstorms really piling up with the lightning across this area here. We're looking at the cities of Bossier City, also around Red Chute and Shreveport. This goes until about 9:15. So we are going to be dealing with the thunderstorms that are putting down plenty of rain, plenty of lightning, and with all this rain, all this moisture, we are going to be watching for flash flooding right through tomorrow morning. It is going to be likely right around Shreveport. Jordan, over to you.
Well, as we get into this,
a massive mothership looms over north central Kansas. The wicked shelf cloud taking over the sky on Tuesday during a tornado-warned storm. You're watching America's Morning Headquarters, still tracking the threat of severe weather in the plains today. Bringing with it a Torcon of 5. We're seeing this for Kansas and also around Oklahoma. Remember, the greater the number, the greater the threat for today. And there is also the potential for some large hail and also some damaging winds. And we're already seeing some thunderstorms looming out there already, Jim. Time of the year where people actually want to be out and about. We're in May. You have graduations that people are going to. And yes, the graduations are during the week, some of them. So with that said, unfortunately, around the plains, the southern plains, once again, we are going to be dealing with the threat for tornadoes. We also have the threat for some hail and also some damaging gusty winds. So we do have that Torcon around Oklahoma City at a 5 for today, and we're looking at 3s and also 2s. Bottom line, it doesn't matter where you fall on that Torcon, you do have a risk for tornadoes. So let's go ahead and time this out around Oklahoma City. Looking good this morning as you're out and about, just doing whatever you're doing. It's going to be a good time to do that. Now, you also need to know that you may need to finagle some things, meaning move things around, because as we head towards about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, we're starting to see some action around Oklahoma City. You can see some of the whites here. You can see it right here. You can see it right here. That is some large hail that we are going to be forecasting for today to come in with some of these thunderstorms and some heavy rain. We will have periods of rain, periods of showers and thunderstorms that will continue to work their way in here. And that's why these numbers in terms of the rainfall and the flooding potential is going to continue to go up. We're also watching around Dodge City, a 5 for today on the Torcon. We timed this out for you as we go into, I'd say, maybe around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. This is where we're going to start to get things active, rocking and rolling around Garden City, and we'll get a break, and then we'll have more action coming in as we go in through the overnight time frame. So, Jim, not the best timing for today when you start talking about those thunderstorms coming in overnight.
No, especially with the threats.
And that's exactly what we are going to be seeing over the next several days, unfortunately. So this is what we have. Look at it. Plenty of the yellows, the oranges. That's a lot of rain coming in across this area as we work our way in through your Monday. And it's bad because when you look at Texas, it has a lot of concrete. You have a lot of urbanized areas, and what that does, it just basically, you can't absorb it. So what you like is to have that natural ground, because that absorbs much more of that water. In terms of the runoff, you have about 10% runoff when you're looking at the natural ground, and about 55% runoff when you have all that concrete out there. And with that, that is going to really up the ante on terms of the significant flooding across these areas. So as we look at that flood threat for San Antonio. We can see over the next 3 days about 3 to 5 inches. Just showed you that. But we can head towards your Saturday, and that's where we're going to see most of that rain falling, about 2.5 inches before it's all said and done on that area. This is what we have for the rain still to come. You can see the oranges, the yellows, the green coloring. So we're up to about, I'd say, 6 to 2 inches before it's all said and done as we go over the next several days in some of these areas. But look, as we head further down off towards the south, we're looking again about 3 to 6 inches. This goes right through Monday. Again, this is too much rain in a short period of time. Jordan.
All right, well,
This time of the year where we actually see what we're getting in May. And so we do have the potential for those thunderstorms, and some of those will be strong to severe. So let's talk about it. We can see the Torcon 5s, 3s, 2s. The bottom line, we have a number out there, and that is going to pose a problem for us as we continue through the rest of today. So again, we do have the potential for those tornadoes, but we also do have the potential for damaging straight line winds out there. So those damaging wind gusts, and also some large hail that we're talking for today too. So the heavy rain is going to be coming out of the thunderstorms. We've already had that yesterday. We're going to pick up this morning, this afternoon, and even as we work our way in through the weekend too. So this is what we have right now as we go into about 1 o'clock, as we put this into futurecast mode. We can see it around Denver, around Keensburg, around Byers. That's where you're dealing with the heavier rain, the yellows that you're seeing, the oranges out there. And this is going to add up before it's all said and done as we go into your Friday morning, still dealing with some heavy rain out there. So if you are going to be out and about, make sure you do have the biggest and the largest, the golf umbrella, because we will be dealing with those downpours really coming in across the area. With all that said, try not to be in it if you don't have to, because we're talking thunderstorms and severe weather. The Torcon for Dodge City is a 5. We can see 3 for Meade, and Liberals coming in at 2. Again, there's a number out there, so you need to stay weather aware as we go through the rest of today. We timed this out around Dodge City, and this morning, okay, but then as we go towards about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, that's when we'll start to see some of those thunderstorms really developing across the area up towards Hayes. We will have rounds, and this is another reason why we're really going to add up in the rainfall department, because rounds of rain coming in across the area and those thunderstorms dumping a lot of it for sure. And again, as we go in through about 8 o'clock, we can see more thunderstorm activity around North Platte, around Kearney, as we head on off towards Nebraska. Jordan.
you know, Lynette, it's been nice.
It's time now for your Thursday morning front lines. Jim?
A lot of power there.
So let's talk about what's going on as of now. As we look at that radar, plenty of rain. So I just showed you Shreveport. Look at the thunderstorms down there. And again, they're under that flash flood warning. And this will continue to work its way on off toward the south to the north. And it's moving fairly slowly, kind of going over the same spots. There's another flash flood warning as well. So let's delve into it. We can see this one. So this is a thunderstorm. And that thunderstorm's putting down a lot of rain at this point. And this is for the city of Bossier City, Red Chute, and also Shreveport until 9:15. And we're going to continue to watch the heavy rain coming in. Look down off towards the south here. This is where we're looking around Carthage at this point, and this is for the county of Panola, Rusk, and also Shelby. This goes until about 9 o'clock as well. So quite active down here off towards the south. Look, already we have some local storm reports here. Streets flooded across the county with a few roads. You can see that right there, and also around Carthage. Widespread flooding with roads closed. So you may want to rethink your path to where you're going for today, because we do have some roads closed out there. Again, heavy rain in some spots, and we're going to continue to monitor what's going on around Conway. And you know what, Jordan, too, we also do have DFW. That airport is going to be a ground stop until about 8:30 this morning, too.
Oh, the travel hiccup.
A massive mothership looms over north central Kansas. The wicked shelf cloud taking over the sky on Tuesday during a tornado-warned storm. You're watching America's Morning Headquarters, still tracking the threat of severe weather in the plains today. Bringing with it a Torcon of 5 in parts of Kansas and also Oklahoma. Remember, the greater the number, the greater the threat, and there's also the potential for some large hail and also some damaging winds. So, Jim, we're going to pick up really where we left off yesterday. Plenty of hail already. Welcome back to America's Morning Headquarters, and let's travel if you have to. You can see all this red here, right? So that already goes downhill as we are expecting some severe thunderstorms, really likely large hail, tornadoes, and flooding flooding is a big concern for today. So if you can stay off those roadways, that is going to be the way to go. Remember, if you do come across a flooded roadway, turn around, don't drown. We do have flood watches up from Miles City all the way down towards Colby. And with the flood watch, that means conditions are favorable for flooding. So if you get that flood warning, that means that it's imminent. It is occurring at this point. This is what it looks like as we continue through the rest of this morning. We had those thunderstorms up into Fort Collins, Denver. We could see some shower activity. And then look what's happening back off towards the west of Denver. Arapahoe Basin, temperatures in the 30s. So yes, cold enough to support some snow coming in across the higher elevations there. As we go into lunchtime, still more of the same, no big change. And then more of the same as we go in through the evening. So we're just going to stay in the wet weather as we continue through the rest of today in that area. Better news this morning around Oklahoma City, around Norman, Stillwater on the drier side, but more showers and thunderstorms will be in here as we go towards the late evening. Lunchtime still okay. And then there you go. You have that PM rush where we had those thunderstorms, and some of those could be on the strong to severe side. Jordan, Jim.
All right. Thanks, Lynette. Well,
lots of rain coming in. So I don't even have to say anything. You can look at these colors and see like, uh-oh, yes, uh-oh, 3 to 5 inches. You can see in the yellows there, 5 to 8. So we're talking about this around the Del Rio. And as we go through the next several days, these numbers will continue to really add up. So why are we seeing so much rain around Texas? Well, we have a lot of concrete, and of course that's going to prevent the absorption. Different for natural ground. Of course, it's going to go in and really absorb if you have that natural ground, and you have less runoff. So about 10% there, 55% runoff when you're talking about that concrete. And this is going to significantly increase the flood threat around urban areas. You have the buildings, you have the concrete, the sidewalks, all that. And as we go in through San Antonio, this is through the weekend. You can see the heaviest amount of rain is going to come in on your Saturday, about 2.5 inches, but the total of the day is about 3 to 5 inches. As we head over towards Beeville, look at this, about 4 inches there. More of the same as we head towards Floresville, and this goes right through Monday, and still rain to come through Monday in areas like Falfurrias, around Alice, around Laredo, about 4 to 5 inches, possibly maybe even 6 to 7 before it's all said and done there. So of course, when you're talking about these type of totals, we do have flash flooding, and that goes right in through tomorrow, Saturday morning as well. It is going to be likely around San Antonio, also around Laredo. Jordan.
all right, Lynette, thanks for